Hello friends, welcome to Squared Plans. I'm Stephanie and today we're going to be setting up a cleaning schedule for our planners. And I've got some pins here ready to go, as well as some washi tape I may use, and some sticker books which I'll pull from. Okay, so I did some pre-planning on this guy. I wanted to see how I was going to lay it out before I was on camera. It took me a little while to figure out what I wanted to do, so I definitely was glad that I pre-planned this so you guys weren't sitting here forever watching me figure things out. I have a sheet here from the Happy Planner. It's a monthly insert that I got out of the Happy Planner Be Grateful Happy Box. And I am just whiting out the header and the footer so I can add in some stickers there on the top and the bottom. So on this side of the insert, what I want to do is a monthly cleaning schedule. At the top, it has a Sunday through Saturday start. So I am listing out each week in a specific color, and then I am putting in the cleaning regimen that I want to start implementing for myself here on the monthly schedule. I tend to just clean when I feel like cleaning or when I am fed up with how messy things have gotten. And I used to be a lot more diligent about it. I used to do it a little more regularly, but I've kind of found myself putting things off more and more. So I thought that having a cleaning schedule would help me just kind of keep things in a little bit more of a routine and get things done regularly more often. So I decided to add in some florals because I'm going to be doing a spring cleaning side on the back, and I just thought that the florals would go well with that spring cleaning theme. Plus, I'm using the Teacher Florals, which are my favorite, I think, florals that I've seen from the Happy Planner so far. I love watercolor floral stickers, and these ones are just gorgeous. The colors are so bright and pretty, and I really like the styling too of the florals. So I'm going to use them here since this will be a permanent addition to my planner, and I thought that would be a great way for me to use up some of my favorite stickers and keep them in mind, for many, many weeks, months, maybe even years, versus just a weekly spread. So I've just gathered some of the florals I had there in my sticker book, and I just used one of the trimmings from the bottom here at the top, and I'm going to save that blue floral maybe for another spread or maybe for the back. We'll see once we get there. I decided to use some other washi tape that is among my favorites as well. It's this plus sign washi tape that I got from the Happy Planner a few years ago from one of their basic washi sets that they used to sell. And I'm going to put that in there just for a little bit, again, of extra visual interest and some texture. I also just dropped in a circle sticker from the household sticker book, which is where I also got all of those icons you see there on the sheet. And I'm using that again just for a little extra decor, also kind of to tie in more of the cleaning idea. So right now I'm penciling in what each item I have there on the monthly layout is going to represent. For example, the toilet at the top will be for cleaning the bathroom. I have toilet paper below it, and that's going to be for toiletries, so like replenishing the toiletries throughout the house. I tend to put that off, so it's another thing I can make sure that if I need to go shopping for things, or if I just need to refill things around the house, that I have a day set aside for that. I also have below that like sweeping and mopping floors for all the hardwood or tile floors. And then I also have a kitchen, that's the little bucket there you see on Sunday, and then I have a vacuum for all of the carpets and things around the house as well. Tuesday I have the trash day, so I just added that in all the way down. I was going to try to add in the weeks that we have recycling, but because each month is not going to be the same, I just left it a trash day, and we'll figure it out as we go. On Wednesday, I want to make that like my surface cleaning day, so that's where I'm going to do like either dusting every 2 weeks, or I'll be doing like wipe down counters and bathroom counters every 2 weeks, so it's going to alternate. Finally, I have some laundry days set aside there on Thursday, again every 2 weeks, and then the very last one is like a monthly laundry of all of the bedding, probably towels too, but that's what I have there marked. So I just pinned that in along with the title that says monthly cleaning at the top, and now I'll go ahead and erase those pencil lines. I'm using a Micron 0.01 tip pen, so very fine tip. I really like that for that smaller writing there on the actual sheet, and I'll use that throughout the rest of this setup. So we're moving on to the back, and here I'll be using some colorful boxes from the Mom Mini sticker book that I'm trimming out. So they're originally long boxes that say what's for dinner, but I don't ever use those stickers. So I'm just going to trim them out and use them for header boxes. And then I've layered those on top of some teacher florals boxes that I got out of there, which are kind of an odd size, but will be really perfect, I think, for this application, the way I'll be setting it up. So I decided to use those here, and again, kind of tie in the floral colors, and everything will be matchy-matchy, which I think will look really good. So I'm just trying to position them so I can get all 5 of these in there without it being too tight. So I'm going all the way to the top or all the way to the bottom just to give me the most room that I can to fit these guys in. And I am just trimming them as I go so you can see what I'm doing with those headers and where those boxes really came from. I also have put in a few florals, again, to kind of reiterate that spring feel. And this side, like I said, will be more geared towards annual cleaning or semi-annual cleaning. I'm going to call it spring cleaning, but I'll probably break this out twice a year, maybe like once in the spring and once in the fall, just to get all of the stuff that you don't normally do on a regular basis done, and maybe repeat some things, and maybe some things I'll only do once a year. But I'm going to set it up so that I have a checklist option. So when I want to review it and see what I've done and what I haven't done, I'll have those checklists there. I'm just redoing some of the florals here because I want to use up my trimmings, but I'm not exactly sure if I want to use the ones I have there or what I want to do. So just making some adjustments depending on how I feel the spread is going. Looking again through the floral sticker book, seeing if there's something else I want to do here instead. Maybe bring in this teal floral color. Yeah, I'm just not exactly sure what I want to do. So that's typical, typical of me. And I changed my mind. I felt like the pink would do better at the top than there in the middle, just based off of the boxes I have. So I'm just removing that and then moving down the original one I had there, saving the trimming. And then I added in that bright blue flower that I'm placing now. It's a color that I didn't see anywhere else, so I figured it would be good to use that up here since I don't think it will match any other spreads with the florals I have left over. I will bring down the rest of these guys and place them there on the spread. So there's definitely a lot going on, but I like that it's nice and colorful and bright and floral. I like cleaning. Cleaning is one of the things that I don't mind so much, but it's still work. So anything I can do to make it look pretty and make it more fun looking, I am definitely all about. Like I mentioned, we're going to go ahead and pencil in the title for this page, which will be Spring Cleaning. And then I'll go back over it with a pen. I had pulled my Tombow Fudenosuke brush pen. I got a purple one not too long ago and thought that might be a nice addition here on the back. But we'll see. I kind of felt like maybe I would stick with this kind of fine liner style instead, like I had on the front, and keep it in black since I have so much color going on over here. And I kind of like the delicate look of that, so we'll just move on with that and keep it as is. Just clean up a little bit there and then drop in the washi tape I have set aside for this area. Just make an adjustment. It's a little bit straighter and then trim the edges. And okay, that looks good. Let's see if I want to add in any of these other circle stickers I pulled. I'd really wish I had some kind of quote or something about cleaning that I could add in there, but I didn't find anything that I liked. So it's just going to be empty for now, but what I decided to do there on the front is to add in like a little post-it area so that if there's something that I want to remember, I have them there on the sheet. I decided as I was filling out the back side of this that I wanted to have a little more color added in, so I'm pulling some mild liners to match up the color scheme with. So each of the headers will match the circles that I'm going to be using as bullets for this side of the spread. And I like that idea a lot. Again, I'm going to be doing it kind of like checklists. You'll see how that turns out in a minute. So I have 5 main categories that I'll be doing for the spring cleaning side. The first one is windows, and then walls and floors, fabrics, appliances, and storage. So I have those in there already, and then I'm adding in individual items underneath those 5 categories. Again, these are the things that I probably wouldn't do more than once or twice a year. The first one, windows, I have dust blinds, and then clean glass and screens, and finally clean and seal windowsills. That's my first layer of things. And then I have walls and floors. I have steam carpets and floors, wash rugs, and scrub walls, and do any touch-up like maintenance on, holes in the walls or whatever. Then we have fabrics, and under fabrics I have wash comforters and quilts, clean upholstery, and then wash drapes. Next we have appliances, and there I have to clean the refrigerator, clean the oven and stove, and clean the dishwasher. And finally we have closet clean out and donate under storage, storage review and purge, and then my toiletry makeup purge. I think this is a pretty comprehensive list for me. This works for our fairly small domicile. We don't have a lot of stuff. We're pretty good about cleaning things out, but I think this is a perfect amount of stuff for me and my household. But hopefully it gives you some ideas in case you have other needs for your cleaning list. Maybe this will get the ball rolling so you know what you might need as well. So I just wanted to do a quick flip through again to see if there was anything else I could add in that area I was telling you about before, where there's just like a kind of an empty space. But again, I ended up deciding on doing a sticky note area there, and I think that'll work nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and add in some bullets on this monthly schedule as well. I'm just going to use those same mild liners except for the blue. I'm going to bring in another color because the blue on this side is a little bit more teal toned than it is purple toned. Okay, and I think we're good. What we're going to do next is actually laminate this guy. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out my laminating sheet and my laminator and get that heating up. Decided to use the thinner mill lamination sheets here instead of the 5 mil that I had the set on. I have 2 3 mil sheets, so I'm just going to grab one of those just because I don't need it to be super heavy. It's not going to be a cover or anything, but I do want it to be laminated so that I can add checklists and reuse them over and over again, if you will. So I'm just waiting for the laminator to warm up. A couple of things to note. I do not have a wet erase marker in my stash, though I thought I did. So that's what I plan to use on it. But I've also used on lamination sheets Sharpie. So Sharpie is an alcohol-based ink, and so it does dry and won't smear once it dries, but it's a little bit harder to get off. You need to use like alcohol to actually remove it, and sometimes it can be really stubborn if you don't have a high percentage alcohol mix. So I probably will use that in the interim until I can pick up a wet erase marker, but just something to know, some options if you are doing a laminated sheet like this where you'll want to actually write on top of it. You have a couple options. Sharpie is good if you really want it to be pretty permanent and then only need to clean it once in a while. If you're going to clean it regularly, you might want to think about wet erase markers instead. So I already fed it through my laminator, and I am just going to trim it out right now on my guillotine cutter. And I'm going to get real close to the spine here on the cuts, but the rest of them I'm giving a little bit of leeway because I don't want the lamination to come out. But in the spine, I'm not as worried about it. I really want to be able to punch right on top of the holes, so I didn't want to have too much excess or else it would look staggered. And because this is still a pretty flimsy lamination, it's not very thick and sturdy, I really like my crocodile punch, but it doesn't do as well on things that aren't rigid. So I'm going to try to beef it up a little bit with a piece of cardstock as I punch through and see if that helps at all. And it did seem to help for the most part. There was a little bit of a tail left over on each of these mushroom punches. I'm just going to go ahead and trim that out with a pair of scissors. I do recommend backing it with something when you're doing lighter materials to get a clean punch. I'm also going to round the corners with my little corner rounder, which I really like. And I think we're pretty much set. I'm just going to do a little test using it with just my micron. And that is it, you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Don't forget to leave a comment if you'd like to get in touch. And think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And we will see you next time. Bye!